Hey guys, RTT back here from the video, guys. Today we're talking about the MacBook Pro. We're talking about the 16-inch to be 100% here. Now, we're talking about the M1X chip. Now, this is, of course, not the M1 chip that's in the brand new MacBook Pro 13-inch. We're talking about the next gen chip above the M1 chip. So, obviously, the M1 chip right now is out for a lot of different devices, including of course, the brand new 13-inch MacBook Pro. Now, I was looking last night because I'm thinking about picking up a brand new MacBook Pro. I haven't bought one since 2013, so you can kind of guess how old mine is, 7 years old. And the big thing about it is that because I've been waiting so long to upgrade mine, is that I was looking at what can I get maxed out, MacBook Pro. And I want a 16-inch, right? I don't want a 13-inch. I mean, I have no issue with it. I currently have a 13-inch, and it's just currently not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 16-inch. So I was trying to look, around online, seeing, what kind of max spec can you make a MacBook Pro. And currently, the only M1 chip MacBook Pro you can get, of course, is the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro that just came out with the brand new M1 chip. And of course, that's only in 13 inches though. So 16 inches, if you want to get a 16-inch MacBook Pro right now, you can max that out with, of course, Intel i9. You can get 32 gigabytes of RAM. You can get a lot of good stuff added to it. But what you can't get is the M1 chip. So I was kind of researching a little bit, and I was kind of looking at benchmarks. Guys, this is why, if you are looking to get a 16-inch MacBook Pro, hold up. Do not do anything yet. Do not go ahead and go buy one, because right now at the moment, let me show you the benchmarks comparing the current max out 16-inch MacBook Pro versus this 13-inch with an M1 chip. Now, keep in mind, before we get into that real fast, the brand new 16-inch will most likely come out early next year. We're talking about March, April time period. That's going to have the M1X chip, which, based on what people who have had the prototype already, according to source who used the prototype, if you think the M1 is fast, you haven't seen the M1X. Just a key little thing, it has 12 cores instead of 8 cores in the M1 chip. It also, it has 8 performance cores, same exact amount of cores, my bad. 4 high efficiency cores. Actually, if I am correct, I believe it's only 8 cores total. This is 12 cores, so 4 more cores than the M1 chip, coming first to the MacBook Pro unveiling as a press event. So yes, like I said, guys, the M1X is coming out sometime early next year. It's going to give you the 16-inch MacBook Pro, going to give it a really, really big leg up. So here is the numbers for CPU benchmark: 1693, 7306 for the 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro, right? Very decent numbers. Now look at it compared to all the other MacBook Pros. So starting off right away, the MacBook Pro, which we just talked about, is of course now at 1693. Comparing that to the same MacBook Pro that is an Intel i7, it's automatically 400 plus better. A MacBook Pro 13-inch that came out with an i5 is of course 900 better. Now, the same MacBook that I was looking at last night, the late 2019 one, the 16-inch, right? i9 99 8000 HK 2.4 gigahertz 8 core 1094 compared to the M1 version. Now, if you guys look on YouTube, you'll find so many people talking about this MacBook and how much faster the M1 chip is than the Intel. And obviously, once this next, M1X chip comes out, it'll be GG for Intel when it comes to this kind of stuff. But multi-core, let's show off multi-core, because this is when, of course, the MacBook Pro, the 16-inch maxed out, really does shine. So obviously in single core, it is absolutely blown away by this exact configuration. But if you are going to go ahead and get the multi-core, with the multi-core results, you can see that it is very somewhat more similar. Only 500, less than 500 difference when it comes to scores. And obviously the i9 90 or 9880H is of course a little bit slower, and obviously around 600-700 less, or 700-800 less. But you can see it's much more similar. But the facts are this, right? This is a MacBook that is roughly around $2,700, right? Roughly, right? Compared to this one that's coming in around $1,200. That's the difference. Now, when this version of the MacBook M1X 16-inch comes out, you're going to see this at the same price tag of this one right now. Most likely will be around 2,700 maxed out, or not maxed out, but 2,700 with the configuration you're probably going to want. And it's going to blow this one out of the water. That's why if you're looking at a brand new MacBook right now, guys, my recommendation would be, unless you're looking at the MacBook Pro 13-inch right now, hold up. Even if you are technically looking for the MacBook Pro right now, don't buy it. Wait for this M1X chip to come out. Wait for I would say March, April, May next year when these actually get announced. Because, guys, I think the 16-inch one is going to really, really change your life. With how much this is being hyped up, and I usually don't like to look into hype too much. And again, like I said, I've been waiting to upgrade my MacBook. I waited way too long, honestly. And I was going to think about the 16-inch. But with how everything is going when it comes to these MacBooks and this new chipset, this is only the first gen of Apple M1. We're about to see the second gen come out very, very soon, guys. So with that in mind, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and comment down below. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.